What is up, YouTube? It is Rob once again, and I am doing yet another book review here. It is 1:30 in the morning, and my roommates are asleep. We're getting a lot done today. It's almost Christmas time. I hope that all you guys have had a good Christmas year. I know I have. So anyways, this is going to be strictly a book review. So this morning, I guess, I'm going to be reviewing Micheal Lewis's The Big Short. Now, this book is very significant for several reasons. One, it can kind of give you a basis sense about finance and the government and how the government creates bubbles. Okay. Now, this book talks about the housing bubble in 2008. But the housing bubble started actually in 2003, and what happened was the government stepped in and allowed the banks to give out subprime mortgages that people couldn't afford, but the government wanted to stimulate the economy, and so they said that you guys could start lending to people that didn't qualify. Well, eventually it backfired on a bunch of people. A bunch of people lost their houses in 2008. 2008 was a very significant year, especially for me, because I graduated college and I had trouble finding steady employment at the time. Anyways, so this book clocks in at 266 pages. This book is written by Micheal Lewis, who also wrote the book Moneyball, which Moneyball is a very good book, very good read, which I understand because I grew up playing baseball my whole life. This book, The Big Short, is a lot harder to understand. There was a couple things like credit default swaps, subprime mortgages. But anyways, let me get the gist of it. And just let you know, there is a movie about this. It's a good movie. Has a bunch of good big-time actors. But anyway, so one of the main characters in this book is a guy named Michael Berry, who in the movie is played by Christian Bale. Now, it's funny, we learn about Michael Berry is that he has Asperger's syndrome. He grew up having Asperger's syndrome. And I kind of relate to this character a little bit because he kind of walks to the beat of his own drum. He kind of does things. Now, his investors did not like him. They still currently do not like him to this day, even though he made them millions upon millions of dollars. But anyways, this Michael Berry guy basically knew that the mortgages would go under and that people would lose their homes. So what he did is he bought a bunch of what they call credit default swaps. And basically he bet against the market. Now, you need to understand that this is still going on today, but it's going with the student loans. And in a couple of years, there's going to be a student loan crisis. It's going to happen because college is dwindling, and a lot of people are not paying their loans. You know, that's why I rent. I'm a 34-year-old man. I haven't really able to start my life. But anyways, so this Michael Berry bet against the market. He won the bet and made millions of dollars. There's also another guy named Eisman in there who's a big player. A couple other big players that you learn in the book that weren't necessarily in the movie. And basically it talks about how these people kind of grew up, what they did, and how they made millions of dollars. Okay. Now, this is an important, good read because I think that it kind of explains how Wall Streeters think and kind of the corruption and also the evil. Basically, when you go into debt, somebody is going to benefit, whether it's a collections agency, whether it's a credit card company, and whether it's a Wall Streeter. Now, this is going on. This relates to the upcoming student loan crisis because the same thing happened. The reason why there's now a student loan bubble is because once again, the government stepped in and forced people to say, yes, you can let 17 and 18-year-olds have loans. In fact, they didn't say, let's let them. They made it a law where you would have to loan, the government would have to loan these people. Now, what's going on is the government will give you a $80,000 loan with an art degree, and you get out and you're making crap money because you don't have nothing. These degrees are so unbelievably bad in terms of making money in the market. I'd say nowadays college is so useless. I'd say about 10% of what you'll study might actually have some application. I'd say to most people, it would not be worth going. I wouldn't even, I mean, if someone says out of high school, yeah, they're going to be a doctor and they're going to be a lawyer, you need to understand they're making a big gamble and a big risk. Because if you don't complete all the training, which I just want to reiterate, this is years and years. We're talking 10 years of your life where you're making no money. Okay, people need to understand you are making no money when you're doing this. Okay, so if you're, the only couple things I'd consider going to college for would be like engineering, because you can start making money right away. Even like degrees like biology and chemistry you think be good, they're not that great, and they're not going to get you paid like you need to. Most people, if you're listening to this, just skip college. Seriously, just start working, especially young males. You might not have a great job, but it's better than getting in debt. The key to reading a book like this is to stay out of debt. So the reason why the student loan crisis is actually worse than this housing crisis is because when the person takes out a mortgage, they actually get a physical something that does something. They get a house. Okay. When you go under on your mortgage, all that happens is you lose your house, but the bank takes the rest of the money. It's not that big of a tragedy. Now, with the student loan crisis, it's a big tragedy because you cannot get out of it. There's nothing the bank can take. And so what they're going to start doing is they're going to start taking people's possessions, houses, trucks. It's just that's what the government does. They're evil. The IRS is evil. If anybody's watching this, just never, ever, 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 ever get in bed with any federal government institution. They're crooks. They're corrupt. And you will lose out no matter what you do. So read The Big Short. It's a good read. I need to actually reread it because of my lack of understanding of it. But again, there's lots of morals. Make sure to be responsible. Don't get any credit cards. Don't take out student loans. Don't borrow at the government. Don't expect the government to do anything. Just work your job and pay your taxes. Do not mess with the government. Government's not there to help you. The government is to take your money. That's what they do. Anyways, once again, my name is Rob. Everybody needs to keep reading, and you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.